Are we live?
We are live. Yay. Hello.
Yay! Yeehaw!
I'm Wisdom Seeker Joan, and I'd like to welcome Thayer back from her exciting summer travels and adventures.
Yeah,
Thayer, thanks for being here.
you're more than welcome. I'm happy to be back on Joan's show, the
And
wise Joan. Yeah.
and thank you, Joyful Journey, and the whomever else is here. It's going to be a small but intimate crowd for a while, but we're really grateful that you're here. And yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much to catch up on. Thayer and I were chatting beforehand. I said, "Oh no, don't tell me too much about it. I want to. Everybody wants to hear it, so save it
Oh,
for the show."
I,
So tell us what you've been up to this summer.
well, I went over and spent a week at the Arthur Findlay College in Stansted, England, which
Mm.
is a college for psychic mediumship. It was fabulous. It was I don't think I've ever been so happy in my life to be with like-minded people and hang out. I mean, it was very much like Hogwarts, where everybody had a room and you were served with this food, a lot of potatoes. Everybody eats a lot of potatoes. But you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You sit down and really good desserts. I mean, really good desserts. And we would have we'd have meditation in the morning, and then one of the tutors would come and do a talk or a demonstration, or we'd practice, and then we each got assigned a group and a place where we met, and then we would spend the day doing psychic and mediumship exercises, which was fabulous. And
Wonderful.
we would break for tea. There, the English, at 10:30, everybody had a half hour for tea and coffee. It would be set up in the bar area. They had a bar there. They'd be set up in the bar. Everybody, go and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, 15, 20 minutes, and then back to class. And then we'd have lunch, and then an hour and a half or 2 hours after lunch, we'd have tea again in the afternoon. And then we would go back to class and have class, and then we would be served dinner. So it
Oh,
was, and there were people from all over the world there. A lot of Germans. Uh, uh, my good friend Marina, she's Dutch. Um, she was a great buddy, Marina, and all we did was laugh. We had a really fun time. Um, and a lot of English, a lot of Americans, a lot of very professional working mediums were there.
okay.
And we were kind of in the kindergarten area because we hadn't done demonstrations, but there was some really accomplished mediums there
And
from
you were saying that demonstrations there is what we call in the U.S. like a gallery reading, where
gallery.
you just stand up, you pick someone, and
Yeah,
read for their departed loved ones.
yeah, and that's the big thing in England is the demonstration. Like that's sort of where you want to get to, is that you stand up with a room full of people and you go, okay, I have a man here who has red hair and used to run a newspaper, and somebody would go, and and they go, is this familiar to anybody? And then if you're really good, you'd pick the person. You'd go, okay, Joan, I think I'm working with you, Joan. And then the medium goes on this incredible detailed laundry list of evidence of,
Wow.
yeah, I see that your father, worked in a train station. He was punctual, and one, they would have it down to uh, this woman's husband was a poet. And I remember the medium going, well, if you go to this book on his desk of poetry and you go to page 23 and you go down to the fourth line, this line is for you. Right. I mean, and the woman would go, yeah, you know? So they're at, and then they would finish with one person and then move into another. And so that,
Amazing.
yeah, amazing.
I'm
Just amazing.
going to interrupt for just a second to welcome G. Covington and Wiki and Viviani, Bernie Girl. Thank you all. And please, if you have some questions, put them in. We're going to visit a little bit more with Thayer
Yeah.
and some more, but I'll be starring questions if you want to put them in. And I was going to ask too, that the Arthur Findlay Institute, it's sort of the Harvard or Cambridge for psychics. It's been there for ages, right?
For a very long time. There's another place in Scotland, and I think there's another place in England. Beautiful brick, huge country home, big giant rooms, 2 big wings, gardens all around it. They had a stable. I stayed down in the Klook house. I was down in the annex, which used to be a stable. I got there and I go, where am I going? And the lady goes, you're at the Klook house, the Klook house. And I'm going, where? Where am I going? The Klook house. I'm going, clock. I think they were playing with me. So anyway, beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. All the hallways, the rooms. It was just like being at Hogwarts. And not as mysterious, but the same kind of thing. And the great thing was I could be myself. All all of your psychic energy, all of that intuitive energy could live without fear, without ridicule. It was reinforced. We actually would, talk about it, and meeting other people and being able to talk about it, and just have that really be like part of your identity, for me, was fabulous. Was a real, I mean, I was terrified the whole time. Half of me wanted to go home and go back and hide under the covers, because I had to get up and give dems. You had to put yourself out there. And even though you were with a group of people that were very loving and supportive, and the tutors kept telling us how special we were, how loved we were, how important we were. And that was really nice. It was still, you really had to, for me, to get up and do a dem was like absolutely terrifying. But I did 2 of them and I did okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're very good at that.
So,
okay, I'm going to jump in and say hi to Sonia Pinola, Oracle of Healing Light, Ellen R. And so far we've got 6 questions. So do you want to jump in?
Yeah. And, for me, if you have a specific question, like message from, Viviani current situations, if you have can context it into a situation, that might help. But if you just want a general reading, I guess we could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Oh, well, I'll tell a story kind of on the opposite end. You are kind of in Hogwarts in graduate school doing this stuff about very specific evidentiary mediumship.
Right.
And I'm just kind of like, I'm doing my best.
Right.
and that's my role here, is to kind of show, if I can do it,
Yeah.
maybe other people, I can inspire other people to do it too. But yesterday, I have this like once a month meeting with a local group, and it involves going to this really very accomplished psychic's apartment, which is at 6 o'clock, so it's rush hour across the worst part of traffic to get there. So I went there, and then I realized, hold it, she kind of sends a email the day of to make sure that we're there, and I didn't get that. And I thought, oh, it turned out that I'd gotten my calendar wrong somehow. So I get to go, 45 minutes across town, across the worst traffic of the day, back again. But for some reason, I wasn't feeling A, upset with myself for getting it wrong, or B, just pissed that I have to, spend an hour and a half in traffic for no reason. And about 5 minutes from home, I figured out why. Because a car pulled up in front of me, and there was a message on its or the license plate was "My love," and
Oh,
it was that's what my husband used to call me. And the last time we had this class, the woman who runs it said, "Oh, your husband's here, and he's calling you something. I can't quite figure it out, but it was your nickname." And I couldn't think of, we weren't big nickname people, but so I was meant to go to the class to make the connection between that thing and seeing the words "my love" on the license plate to remind me that that's what he was telling her at the last class, and I had forgotten that. So anyhow, so that was kind of that's a stretch, but
no, that's
those those
that
little
that's
things,
that's how spirit communicates.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was no coincidence. That's how things. And see and I learned that you have to trust all of that, all of that.
yes,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fabulous. Good though.
Yeah, so it was both the message itself, its context with the last class and all of that, and then the fact that I wasn't mad at myself about it, all kind of went together to say, yeah, that was for real. All
Yeah.
right, we've got
All right.
9
Let's do the
questions.
question.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And let's see, yeah, I think I'm going to take this banner down there because I think we probably have enough questions here. All right, let's start with starting at the top with Wiki. I'd love an angel message, please. We're both big deep breaths.
So, Wiki, are you planning a trip or organizing a family reunion or Christmas or something with your family? Um, the it might not be with family, but I feel like you are organizing a project. Whatever this project is, whatever you're organizing, you're getting a big golf clap from your spirit team. Um, and not to worry about it. Let me see if I can. I'm getting like a family reunion or some sort of family um, gathering with people. Could be a funeral or a memorial, something like that. Um,
Thanksgiving. She's doing Thanksgiving.
oh, you're doing Thanksgiving. Okay. And has your husband passed? I feel like there's gonna be a family member that's gonna be missed at this Thanksgiving, because I feel like your heart hurts a little bit that there's some sort of um, loneliness or a difference to this Thanksgiving. Or no, I've been quite a lot of Thanksgivings for you. Um,
Not married.
oh, you're not married. Okay.
Might be somebody else.
I just feel you missing somebody that you'll be missing somebody. I don't know what that means. Maybe you'll know by Thanksgiving. But this is going to be I feel like it's going to be a very special, loving Thanksgiving, and it's going to be worth all the effort you're putting into it. And I just see a special light around this gathering for you.
It'll be with siblings, all of her siblings.
Siblings. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just going to start a couple more here. What I got, I tuned in and saw you floating, and your eyes are closed, and it seems like you're floating as if you're in water, the way you move in water. and you're surrounded by this kind of pinky reddy gold light, sort of a little bit like the colors that are in Thayer's gorgeous painting that someone was commenting on, but a little bit more pink. But there was that yellow goldish too, and your eyes were closed and your hair was like out, like it's in the water, and you look kind of like a Gibson girl with all the floofy hair and everything. And there was a sense of ease and moving forward, like you're going to be flowing, moving forward. You don't even have to look and be worried and be really focused on whatever the goal is. Things are going to be floating, going through, just peacefully moving forward and moving ahead with your eyes closed. And then I pulled a card, an angel card for you, and got the guardian angel, which it's so hard to see with this, but these are kind of the colors. It was that same kind of pink and yellow around you, golden energy and sort of pinky energy. And it was the guardian angel, and the messages ask for support. So it seemed like the water was kind of supporting you. So there was ease. Just ask your team for support, and they'll be like the water supports you. You'll float through whatever this next challenge ahead of you is. Wonderful. Oh, they're planning a family portrait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Well, that would be nice to float through that.
Yeah. No, I think that will be a very memorable, important portrait.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know. Now this is Earth Joan, not Space Joan.
Yeah.
I would say kind of do the group reading of your siblings and find out who's, I'm not saying that this was part of my family experience, but sometimes people want to be controlling and saying, well, we all have to wear black, or we all have to wear red, or, it would be nice to get all that kind of clarified beforehand so that when you actually go there and show up, there's no hassles and no last minute stuff.
I'm getting your dad says he'll be there.
Wonderful.
Were you close with your dad? Because he's telling me he's going to be there for the picture. He's going to stand in the picture too. So.
Okay, good. It's already all the stuff about who's wearing what has been said. But yeah, let us know if your dad has passed. Well,
yeah, no, I feel like you were very close with your dad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Very close with your dad. He says he's going to be there, standing next to you. So I think you guys were good friends.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Think of him when you're getting the picture taken. He'll be right there with you. So
yeah, and as much of a hassle as preparing for holidays are sometimes, after people start transitioning or otherwise are ill and can't make it, I look back and think, oh, I shouldn't have complained so much. Anyhow, Bernie Girl is saying, can I get a message from my guides to tell me what I should be doing to help Earth and the human race? Oh, what a gorgeous, gorgeous thought. All right, Spirit, what can Bernie Girl be doing? I'm hearing you're doing it already by even thinking that thought. And I'm sorry for jumping in, but since this is coming in, I'm just going to go. And to focus more on even sitting there looking at a flower and just focusing on how beautiful it is, how gorgeous it is, how wondrous the earth is to produce this tree or this flower or this squirrel or whatever it is that you see, this cloud in the sky. The awareness and sense of awe and wonder and gratitude is better than focusing on what's wrong. If you focus on what's wrong and think, okay, focus on what's wrong just long enough to say, okay, what can I do about that? I'm going to recycle. I'm going to take my compost to the compost pile. I'm going to, think about what you can do that's within your capability to do something larger beyond yourself. But then, and stay up on the news and what the most recent stuff is about but translate it down into action items that you can actually do in the 3D world But instead of focusing and reading too much about how horrible things are, just switch back into appreciation of the little things. And even that change of energy is going to help Gaia. It is going to help the whole earth. And let me pull a card on that one. Let's pull it from the birds. We got the crane. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. And this might be a partnership with Gaia to do what you can in the 3D world and to continue to send love and blessings and appreciation for all that she is.
So I think this is a good message for all of us, and thank you for asking it, is that the energy that you are, um, and that you radiate helps the earth, it helps people around you, it helps the human race. And just go outside and put your feet on the earth. And I always, to get my mojo going, I'll think about a person or an animal that I really love, and I'll fill myself with that love. And then I'll just beam that love into the earth, or I'll intend that love down to Gaia, to the earth, and positive energy that way. I mean, I think you can do that all the time. And that also is helping the human race. I was listening to Matt Kahn the other day, where you have a choice to respond in more of a divine way. If somebody insults you, your ego can respond and insult back, which is what the ego does. My ego definitely does that. Or you can understand that you have felt like that before, and that this person is in great pain and is not feeling well. After it does hurt. I mean, it does hurt after you acknowledge the hurt, but you don't bounce it back to them. And that's a great healing, because you're not doing tit for tat, which we're seeing a lot of in the government. But Barney girl, I get a feeling that you might be worried about something in your life, maybe a relationship, or you're who you are in life. And I'm getting an image of planting a garden, working outside, working with house plants as a healing form for you, as you're moving through a change or something like that, to even go out for a walk. That nature will also, as you heal nature, nature will also heal you. And I'm just getting the message that everything's going to work out. I'm not sure what that is. It's sort of a YouTube response. Yeah, that um, the money will show up. The things are going to smooth out and work out for you. I don't know if that makes any sense. But as you heal yourself, you heal the earth too.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
yeah.
Hey, Sonia wanted to put up your
Yeah.
contact information. Is it okay if I put your email
My
in there?
email in, I'd love to can do
It's
psychic
thayerboo2@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm just putting that in the
Yeah.
chat now.
Throw me an email. Yeah. Can do a phone reading. I don't have Zoom, but I can do WhatsApp or Messenger.
Okay.
So,
Next up is G. Covington.
yeah.
There is something going on the down low at my job. Can you tell me what it is? Will I be employed somewhere else when the hammer drops? Okay, something's going on at G. Covington's job. All right, what's going on at G. Covington's job?
I feel like the bosses or the powers that be are having an internal argument at your job. I don't know if you see them or you work with them directly, but there's some sort of conflict going on with the people who run whatever you do for your job. Um, Two men sparring over something. So you're feeling that. Um,
I Go
yeah.
ahead.
Uh, just the fact that you're asking the question means that you're intuitively feeling that you might either you want to leave your job or you might leave your job, and maybe you should start cruising around and just to comfort yourself. Um, but I do feel a lot of agitation uh, in the workplace, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
This
So
is
yeah,
this is great because I was getting a visual that reinforces exactly what you were saying. I closed my eyes and right away I saw a tornado. And it wasn't like the big, huge, wide ones that, suck up all of Omaha. It was very focused. So that makes perfect sense what you were saying, that it's a couple of people at the top or something who are sparring. And so it's very focused on their issues right now, but it has spillover, because it'll move around and it can cause a lot of destruction, even if it isn't a mile wide tornado. So when I was looking at it, they're saying, do what you do in a tornado. If there's a warning, if you know it's coming, take shelter, do what you need to do, and to survive it. And maybe that does mean at least looking for options so that you'll be left standing, even if the business isn't anymore. Um, Let me just start with the pendulum and ask directly, should G. Cuppington be looking for a new job now? Yeah. Will she be in a new job by the end of 2023? Maybe. It's not going to know. It's not written yet. So yeah, they're saying definitely be looking, just exactly what Thayer was saying. You might not have to be, but there's enough, a tornado, it sucks up everything and there's lots of energy there. So I would say just to be looking around.
you know what's going on. You already know what's going on, and you already know what the answer is. I think you just need confidence and a boost. Being in a job is comfortable, and I'll stay in a bad job because I don't want to go through the change because that's painful. But you know you're going to have to go through the change, so I would start that now. And there's good employment out, um, and I would start strengthening your inner self and start plans. Start thinking about what you want to do or where you want to go and how much money you want to make. Because I don't see whatever is going on at this job is going to stop. So again, that's a choice for you. But I'm getting, it's time to turn the engine on, see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Right now, it might be like a watch instead of a warning,
yeah,
but it's time to make plans. And you've got skills, G. Covington. I know
yeah,
that. So go out there and manifest what you need. Maybe
yeah.
you should start by buying the pens that I got. The ones that there's 3 of them. They say, dream it, believe it, manifest it. I'm holding the believe it one now. So use, or
And
you
you
can just
also,
put that on a
you
piece
all,
of tape and put it on any pen.
yeah, you have the ability to create and move and to move out. You have the strength and the ability to do it. So I'm not seeing that. It's just doing it. But you're very smart, very, very clever, very smart, very intuitive, and you will be able to accomplish moving yourself. It's like moving a house. It no one wants to do it. No one wants to pack up their toothpaste and their underwear and put it in a box and have to unpack it in another place. It's a real pain in the ass. But you
Yeah.
you will accomplish that.
Thank you. We're
Yeah.
jumping back to Bernie Girl, and she said, "My brother that I'm trying to take care, and she started a garden and she walks. So good for you
And
for
everything
doing."
your brother said is true. Did you talk about your brother?
I think she means everything you both said is true.
Oh, you
I
both
think
said
that
it's true.
at
Okay.
least that's what
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
And
So
yeah.
I'll come a compliment out of anything. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Also, Bernie Girl, nature for me is a great healer. And you can even uh, use nature and use the energy of nature almost as a therapy when you're walking and things like that to support your taking care of your brother. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And always it's very important to take care of yourself. If it gets too difficult, get somebody else to take care of your brother and take care of yourself first. Um, that's important. So
Yeah.
good luck, Bernie Girl. Say
Boy,
hi to that garden for me. Yeah,
is that ever true about nature being healing? So many times
yeah,
this summer, I'd get in a snit and then I just go out and deadhead some flowers and
yeah,
everything is okay again.
yeah.
All right, Joyful Journey. Will she be offered the job at the hospital?
I heard yes right away.
I'm going to go to the pendulum. Will Joyful Journey be getting the job at the hospital?
Yep.
Yes. Will she hear about it in September? Woo, big yes. Yee. Congratulations.
You might have to
Start saving
interview.
boxes to clean out your desk where you are now.
Yeah, you might have to interview with a couple more people. Maybe I don't know if you finished the interview process, but yeah, I got a yes. I think you're going to be happy there.
Wonderful. Hey,
Yeah.
Teresa. Nice to see you here too. And next up is our dear Viviani.
Yanni.
A message from Spirit about her current situation, please.
You know, I hate to say this, Viviani, but I'm hearing SHI blank blank or get off the pot. That move forward, do it. Um, not in a negative way, but a leap of faith. I'm hearing.
That's we're kind of doing the psychic bounce. I
Yeah.
kind of made uh, a triangle between my heart, Viviani's heart, and then up into the heavens. And here was this triangle sitting there, and then it became like a swing, and then the swing became like an acrobat's trapeze, and going back and forth, and then did the twirling dismount. So as you were saying, shit or go or S or get off the pot, I was seeing the acrobat swinging, doing the somersault and landing. So kind of launching. You've got the energy, you've got the skills. You started out like being a little girl on a swing, and pretty soon you're an acrobat on a trapeze, and you can do it. You can spike that landing. You can let go and launch. So let's see if there's a card that will support that for Viviani.
Well,
What did I get? The pyramid, the ascension symbol, which is kind of this time it's the playground equipment that I was seeing, or at least part of it.
I don't really mean this is tough love. I I'm actually seeing that um, our energy can get taken by a lot of outside conflicts, outside problems. And a lot of times we can open up a portal for that energy to just be sucked out um, and in when there is conflict. And what I'm seeing is to decide to shut those doors. And I know it's hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy or hard, but if it's sort of like if somebody's being very difficult at work, I used to like give a lot of energy to that. You know, they're being difficult. This is a problem. That is a problem. Instead of just shutting the door, going, there's that person, and then there's me. You know, sort of putting up that boundary. That's kind of what um, I meant. Well, that they're clarifying what they meant, and I'm not saying anything is easy. Finances are holding you back. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's tough.
Yeah.
Uh,
So maybe we know you know that you do want to move forward. So maybe putting that we can all put some spiritual energy behind the perfect solution to the financial situation. And maybe there's okay, when I look out, maybe there's instead of just having to let go and spike the landing and get it perfect, I'm also seeing the little ballet shoe that the acrobat's wearing just poking out the door too. So just even the first step forward toward the goal, and the first step might be just uh, putting thoughts of lack aside and doing the thought force of manifesting the exactly what you need, the financial support that you need. Um, or maybe not even focusing on I need this much money per month to be able to take the next step. Put yourself in the position of the feeling of what it feels like when you have the financial support and have taken the step and are doing what you want to do, and feel that feeling more than the steps it takes to get you there. Because even like, well, if I can do this, maybe I can make enough, or I really need X amount of dollars a month or something. Go to the end, the place that you want to be, and experience that feeling, because that will attract that feeling to you. And the other things are more of can be a little bit of a reinforcement of the feeling of lack. And I
the
know that sounds like every YouTube person talking about manifestation, but I hope that that is helpful in some way.
the worry about finance is an energy that's sort of um, moving out of you. That finances are like they are something to worry about, and they are concerning. And what I'm hearing is you can worry about the finances for 5 minutes a day, uh, get another job, work on that, and then that's it. And then bring energy into your life. Uh, Shut that worry, shut that drain of the worry about the finances. I think I get a feeling that things are going to work out for you. Maybe not right away, but just keep moving forward. Lying in bed and worrying about stuff you can't control can drain a lot of energy from you that you could be using. Well, that we all, not just you, Viviani, that we all could be using to nourish ourselves. And I think that's the message I'm getting. And I've been there, done that. Um, it's not easy,
Yeah,
but I see light emerging out for you, Viviani. It's a long walk.
yeah.
It is. So
Do what you can,
yeah,
then move on.
yeah.
And I would echo, not so much for Viviani, but for everybody, that the worrying about lack, and also worrying about woulda, coulda, shoulda, about things that have already gone. Oh, if I would have majored in this, I would have, had a better career or something. Or I wish I'd have done this with my late husband. That's what I've been trying to talk myself out of. That ship has sailed, and it doesn't do anyone any good to be worrying about things where it's already downstream. It's like, okay, those are things that, knowing what I know now, I might have done something different, but now I can take those learnings and focus them forward and make the rest of what's ahead all that much better, because that's why we're here, to learn lessons and use them and move forward. Anyhow,
Good
let's
luck,
move.
Viviani.
Yeah, all the best. And here's Sonia, who would like a message from her angels and guides for this week. Oh, there.
Something fun is coming up for you. Um, Hold on. Sorry. I feel like something fun is coming up for you. You're looking forward to something, maybe meeting somebody or going on a special weekend. Um, I'm seeing a lot of joy and happiness for you. Uh, they're saying be careful when you're traveling. Wear your mask and look both ways before you uh, pull out on the street in your car. Not that nothing bad is going to happen, but I think you're going on a trip or you're going to be doing something out of your routine and to have fun. It's going to be fun, but be cautious as well. And I'm getting wear your mask if you're going to be with in a crowd with a lot of people. COVID is coming back a little bit, and they're just trying to protect you a little bit. And you have a gift to give somebody. I don't know if it's a gift of a hug or a conversation or you're bringing food or a certain gift, but there's a you have something special to give somebody, and it just could be a hello to somebody on the street, but you do have that nice little special light of joy in you. So I don't know where you're planning to go or what you're doing, but take good care of yourself while you're doing it. That's what I'm getting. Um,
That sounds good. What I got when I tuned in was this little fairy with magic wand, looked kind of like Tinkerbell, going
I got that too.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
And
that too.
then I saw it was like she was rising really quickly and then had to go down a little bit, almost to street level, where there was a string of like white lights, like Christmas lights or something, going
Yeah.
across the street. And she lifted it up and had to fly underneath it. And then she could keep going up. So there's this, it's not a bad thing. It's still lit up with like a string of Christmas lights, but there's something you're going to have to like get down closer to Earth uh, to deal with and make sure you go through that tunnel, that whatever it is, some sort of obstacle. It's not a horrible obstacle. It's just a string of Christmas lights, but it's like something you have to take care of first, and then you're going to be going up. And then I thought, well, I should draw a card and see if I can get anything that supports this. And what did I get? But the Archangel Cassiel, who has the yin yang symbol on her torso there, and saying face, fear, and rise. So since I saw you kind of dipping down and then going up, maybe there is like this one thing. It's not a big thing, but it's like some niggling little something that's bothering you. And there might be an element of fear or just like, I don't want to face that. I don't want to do that. Go ahead, just do it. It'll just be like lifting up a string of Christmas lights, and then you'll be amazed at how that clears your slate and you can just move on to the next wonderful thing. Let us know if that makes any sense, either of those readings.
I'm getting grandchildren. I don't know I don't know how old you are, but maybe you're going to have a kid or a grandchild, something involving that.
Little ones.
Yeah. So,
Interesting. Okay. And Oracle of Light Healing, Oracles of Healing Light, excuse me. Will I ever find community? Well, there's us, and we're glad to see you here, and I hope you come back often. But let's see what Spirit says for Oracles of Light Healing.
I'm hearing make your own community. Which is that's a harsher way of saying it, but um it's sort of like that uh thing with Kevin Costner, if you make it they will come. Um where you can start with two people to create your own community. Um And I'm getting a yes. I'm getting that you will find like-minded people. It might not be a huge amount, but I think if you start, uh, I'm seeing a little girl with her tea set having tea with her teddy bears and stuff. Um, that even if it's just 2 or 3 people that you get together and read tarot cards. I don't know what kind of community you're talking about, or do a nature walk, or do something that I've asked this on the Santa Fe bulletin board. I tried to get a mediumship circle going. We got 3 people and then it kind of fell apart. But in the process, I met a lot of other people. I met shamanic people. I met people who did other things where I'm not doing mediumship practice, but I've increased my community of like-minded people. So sometimes you can start with one thing and it might morph into something else. So it's, but I'm getting a yes, and it is the creating of the energy is the beginning. So I hope that helps. I know how it feels to feel isolated that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tuned in and saw, well, the first thing I felt was my third eye just buzzing. And then I saw you like a witch with a witch's hat with all the stars, kind of wizardy and everything, and the bluish, dark blue robes with stars on them, riding on your room. And there was a bunch of other people dressed the same way on brooms, and you were connected third eye to third eye to third eye. And then it turned into like some sort of octagon, or it kept getting bigger and bigger. And you were just kind of going around in a circle. And then it turned into like a merry-go-round ride. So you're going to find this circle of like-minded people by envisioning it. It starts there, dream it, believe it, manifest it, and you can make it happen. And there are things like you were saying, different online communities, and not just YouTube or Facebook or anything, but I don't know. There's like meetup communities and different whatever is available in your area to see if you can find that first connection. That'll make the other ones easier to find. And when I drew a card for you, I got the Archangel Jeremiah, who is talking about signs, symbols, and synchronicities. So as you're starting this process, any little thing, any little advancement forward, even if it's just like a feather that comes at your request, or somebody that smiles at you, or just somebody in the chat who says hi or something like that, just say thank you more, please, and recognize it as a sign meant for you and meant to help you move along on this journey. I hope that helps you. And please come back. You have community here.
Yes.
Okay. We've done Bernie Girl.
Yeah.
And next up is Ellen R., who would like a message from Spirit regarding the trip she's planning for later this month. Woohoo. Oh, and I'm sorry. Oracles of Light, I did do the pendulum, and it said yes. And I asked, is this going to happen by the end of the year? And it was swinging very, very hard yes. So now we'll move on to LNR. The message in Spirit regarding the trip I'm planning for this year. Fun travel.
I don't know if you're traveling by car, but I'm getting to check your car. I don't know if you're going to travel. I think maybe you're going to fly somewhere. But I got an image of a car. Make sure you check the oil. check up on the car before you get into drive.
I'm getting, make sure all the 3D planning things are done, and as Thayer said, check the car or whatever. But I'm getting that the very best thing you can do is, because my third eye lit up again, and it's that envision the outcome, and maybe say some prayers, this or something better. Say those. I'm asking, Spirit, I'm asking for the best possible outcome, that everyone involved in this trip has a wonderful time, and we uncover delights that are beyond what we ever could have imagined. This or something better, according to thy will. And do put that kind of energy around it, and not to be like build up expectations so that, if something happens, it's that isn't just stellar, that you won't, not be disappointed or something like that. But I think that goes along with, did I pack the right shoes, and do I have the tickets? It's put that on your to-do list, to envision this wonderful outcome and ask for both protection and the best possible energy. Start casting that out there right away. Oh, the rental car. Yeah.
I think I'm getting the trip's going to be a success. It's going to go smoothly. You might want to check the rental car and make sure you get the car that you ordered. Something about the car. So when you get the rental car, remember that, just check that through. But I got it's going to be a joyful trip. I felt air moving through it. I saw a lot of light, and I think you're going to be seeing friends or seeing people that you're going to really have a good time with. And bring some extra clothes and shoes because it might be cold. I don't know. I feel like you're going to fly somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, maybe pack that extra pair of socks and that extra sweater just in case. I don't know if it's going to be cold, but I get a great feeling about it. And yeah, I checked the rental car, but that's the only kind of red flag I got.
That sounds
Um,
good.
yeah, so I think it's going to be fun. I'm seeing the colors of autumn light your way, and a lot of people sitting around a table talking and having fun and really enjoying each other. So send us a postcard.
Yeah.
Sounds
Live in
like
that
fun.
energy.
Yeah, Ellen.
And Ellen said she's going to use that prayer. I think, who is it? It's Tom, somebody who
Yeah,
recommends the most benevolent outcome,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
that kind of a thing. And
I
I
request the
think,
most benevolent outcome for my trip in
yeah,
September or October.
yeah,
Thank you. And you have to say thank you. You have to say it out loud. You have to say it out loud.
you are so very welcome. And you
I
can repay
request
us by coming back. You can repay us by having a fabulous time and making wonderful memories that you can tell us about when you get back.
I request the most fabulous outcome for my trip in October, and that the car we rent runs smoothly with no problems. Uh, Thank you, with no hazards. You can say that,
Yeah.
that all of our connecting flights match up together. Thank you, that kind of stuff.
We
Uh,
experience joy and
but
blessings beyond what we could imagine.
I see wine being poured. I don't know if that's literal or physical, but good friends.
All right. And here is our last question from Melinda Crocker. What would help me on my healing path for my physical well-being?
Well, we're
Okay.
not doctors, Melinda. Uh,
Right.
I know you know that, but I'm just saying that out loud anyway. Um,
Let's see what we can find.
have you been tested for parasites? I'm getting that there's got to be a test, an unusual test for you. If there's something going on, that they don't know about that's hiding. Um, Healing path means that you're sort of on the way, but I'm getting a sense that there's something that's hidden that needs to be revealed. Um, a friend of mine had stomach problems and it ended up he had parasites, and it took a while. Uh, he had to go to a couple of doctors to really find that. And I'm not saying that's your thing, but I'm getting that as that you might want to think a little bit outside of the box and maybe go outside of the box. Um, I feel like you're doing a lot of the energetic, metaphysical things that matter and that are important. Um, I would find a very good energy healer that you see once a week. It could be Reiki, somebody that you're familiar with. That could even help you with some mantras or some trance messages that your body is healing, your body is balancing, that kind of thing. And I put it out there to find a healer that could do both energy and a sort of trance hypnosis type of healing. But we do need the physical doctors, we do need hospitals and medication. There's a balance between the two. So I don't think it's dire, but there is something hiding in a box somewhere that needs to come out. Um, Again, I'm not a doctor. This is just what I'm getting. This is my impression. And you can do with what resonates with you. But I do feel after a while, things are going to be rebalanced. And um, yeah, you have not been tested for it. Yeah, that you think about something that's not usual. And a lot of doctors don't want to do that because they're egotistical doctors. So ask around or whatever, but there is a little something hiding in a box um, in terms of the physical. But I would definitely find a good energy practitioner that can also work with your mind. And I just ask a lot of people, ask a lot of questions, and that person will come into you. I do feel like you'll get to the end of this, and the things are going to work out for you, but it's not going to be right away. Um, and um, yeah, yeah. And good luck, Melinda. I like your last name, Crocker. I had a best friend in grammar school called Tucker Crocker. He had red hair. He was so much fun. We used to sit next to each other on the bus. He had red hair and a crew cut. I was like, it's like, oh, your hair's so funny. So, anyway,
That was a great read that you zoned in on parasites.
yeah.
Usually I save cards for the last, but I pulled a card for you and I got the Archangel of Strength that said, unleash your magic. And that kind of goes with what I got. And right away, I was getting kind of the same feeling. We're not doctors, but they were saying, find the best doctors, dead or alive. And that means, make sure you're trying to see the best medical professionals that your insurance or whatever can afford. And then also call in the doctors from spirit, ask the Mayo brothers and ask anybody that that's up there to come work on this case, because they've got everything they had here and more, and access to all the information. And then so ask them to work with your medical staff. And then also whenever, before an appointment or whatever, send good energy and say prayers for the people that you're going to see, and wish them a really, really wonderful day, that they have the best day of their life. There's no traffic. Everybody's happy in the office, that their families, any kind of issues there are with them, especially if you're ever having surgery, send lots of blessings that everything in their life is just as peaceful and wonderful as possible. They don't have to worry about money. They don't have to worry about their kids, in school or anything like that. so they can take all of their energy and focus it on their job, i.e., diagnosing and treating you. So pray for them so that they can focus on you. And then so the dead ones, the live ones, and then kind of doing your own research. And to me, that doesn't mean like go out and try and treat yourself, but you might want to look up to, whatever your issue is, look into something called functional medicine. And that regular medicine, why a lot of times we have trouble with doctors when you might have some odd multi-system symptoms that aren't easily identified. Traditional medicine is all about one set of symptoms, one problem, or several solutions. But when things get complicated, they don't go for the cause. They find and treat symptoms. Traditional medicine. In functional medicine, they look at all this, constellation of symptoms in all kinds of different systems within the body, and try to go to the root cause, and then find things like, exercise and diet and all these other things that might help. So you can look up functional medicine physician near you, or Dr. Mark Hyman is someone who is in this area. And I'm not saying buy anything from him or anything like that, but it's just a different way to look at it. That, and also if you have something weird going on, and I'm doing this is from Earth Joan experience. Sometimes I'll go on to PubMed, which has lots of medical research papers, and I put in my problem and then just see what studies are out there. And it takes about 20 years for something to get from the academic side, where they're doing a lot of studies on things, to having huge studies done on them, and then getting those, double-blind, huge studies okayed by the CDC and the FDA and all of that stuff. It takes 20 years for an idea to get into the practice of your general practitioner or your family doctor. So if you can find stuff a little upstream from that, either what functional medicine people or palliative care, other types of care are doing, or in the literature, and bring it to your doctor and say, well, what do you think about this? I found these studies that are suggesting that maybe we could take this approach. Some of them are open to it, but then that's where the card of using your strength, whatever, I put the card back now, about pretty much using your skills to take part in your healing and sort of manage the practitioners. Traditional doctors aren't going to be real open to a lot of what they consider wild alternative ideas. But if you talk to them and bring the message in language they can understand, like saying, well, I've seen that there have been several studies that say if I did this, it might be helpful. And is there any risk to me trying this? And as far as what you were saying about parasites, I think it was in 1989, I came back from a trip. I was fine one day, and the next day, my digestion was really off. And I went to my general doctor and 2 different specialists, and they treated me for everything from parasites to ulcers they couldn't figure it out. So I did that. I went down to a medical library, because this was pre-internet, and I got a gastroenterology text and a medical dictionary. And I went through and found what my symptoms were, and then, figured out what all the words meant. And it was celiac disease. And it was great, because it said at the end, well, there's all these horrible tests to go through and everything. But the cure is, it's sort of like, doctor, it hurts when I do this. And the answer is stop doing that. And it was just like, well, stop eating all the grains, the wheat and corn, and all the wheat and that type of stuff. And then I learned through trial and error that I couldn't eat wheat, corn, soy, and a couple other things too. And I went back to my doctor, and he said, I never would have found that. That's so rare. And in 1989, it kind of was, because they hadn't learned to diagnose it. But he was really open to that. So, you're not at their mercy. There are things you can do that are still within the realm of language that traditional doctors will understand.
And I'm getting, Melinda, is be proactive, but don't be deaf.
Yes.
Be proactive, listen to what the doctors are saying, but also be proactive, because a lot of times but don't be deaf, that you can work in unison with that. So, but I really feel like you're going to find a solution for this, and keep us posted. We'd love to hear about you. Uh, and we'll send out a little beam of light so you can find your way. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. And we've gone a little bit over, but thank you everybody for coming and welcome back there. I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that we can do this again.
Yeah. Be great.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's been
Really
lots of
good.
fun.
Yeah. It's been
So
lots of fun. Thank you for your questions. I really feel happy to answer your questions, and um, I just feel like the next month, for people personally, there's going to be light coming in. That we're going to things that have baffled us for a while, we're going to figure out. Like you have that puzzle in your head, or how do I solve this problem, or something's been sort of lurking in the past, and things are going to like resolve for
yeah,
this audience anyway. Um,
wonderful.
those little aha moments. So have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone have a great afternoon and we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.